Aloha everybody, how's it going? This is Tommy Lee here, and I want to welcome all of you guys back to day 13 of 21 days to 2021. And I want to send a warm aloha to all of you guys that are in places that it's freezing or maybe even snowing, especially out there in Japan or Korea or maybe even the East Coast. So hope this video warms you up just a little bit, and I want to thank you guys for allowing me or some of your time to share some very relative information, some super powerful information that's really made a big impact upon my life. So today we're going to just share a little bit about branding. Now, of course, this is just a short, 7 to 10 or 15 minute video every single day I'm doing, so it's very diluted and we're just touching on the topic. And of course, we could literally spend days and weeks and years on this topic. But let me ask you a question, what is your brand? What are you known for? And when it comes to branding yourself, maybe you think it's important, maybe you don't think it's important, but I think it's very important of what you think about yourself or people's self-esteem or what people have a self-image, but it's also important what other people think about you. And I don't mean trying to please everybody. I'm not trying to talk about kissing butt to everybody and trying to please everyone. That's of course ridiculous. But nonetheless, we're not alone in this world. So when it comes to your relationships in your household or people in business or your co-workers, of course, and your friendships, that makes a big difference on your brand and what people think of you. Okay, so it's the quality of our communication is what it boils down to. Our interactions is going to have a direct correlation to the quality of your life. So if you're a good communicator, if you're somebody that has high integrity and credibility, well, of course, you're probably going to have a lot of better results when trying to get ahead in life. Okay, so just a few things, and there's a long list on both sides of it, but if we just really got technical right off the bat, are you more of a positive person to your friends? If you asked your 5 best friends, are you positive or are you like negative, right? In every situation. Okay, are you one that's focused more on solutions, or are you kind of person that's usually focusing on what's wrong with things and you're adding to the problems? You got to be one or the other, right? Okay, are you more of a giver or are you more of a taker? When you're out with your friends, are you that person that's always shorting the bill or the first one reaching for it? And I'm not saying you got to treat everybody, okay, but I'm just saying, guys, that don't be known as the guy who's always leeching off of everybody. Okay, and are you the kind of person that lifts other people up, or are you always knocking them down? There's 2 ways to build the tallest tower in town. One is to build the tallest tower, and the other is to knock down all the towers bigger than you. Are you selfless or are you self-centered? And there's a big difference, because how you do anything is how you do everything, and it's gonna come out of your aura and your relationships, and it's gonna show up in the fabric of your very life. Okay, so it's very important stuff, and the list of course goes on and on and on and on. But when it comes to what are you known for, like Tommy Lee, if I asked myself, I looked in a mirror, what are you known for, Tommy? And I think my friends would say, hey, you know what? Tommy's just a happy-go-lucky kind of a guy. The dude is like in constant pain, but for some crazy reason, he's still smiling and joking around. I'm definitely a foodie. I'm all about food, travel, adventure, anything in the ocean. When it comes to surfing, diving, fishing, camping, I don't like, I appreciate having nice clothes and shoes and things like that, but really, if you leave it up to me, I'd rather be on that beach half naked by a fire staring at the stars. You know what I mean? So that's just me and my persona and what I like, and of course you're gonna always attract people who are attracted to those things. Okay, so let's go to work on your brand. Let's discuss some of these things. So when it comes to building your business, okay, I'm sorry, these are really tiny notes that I just jotted on down here. For those of you guys that are interested, okay, when it comes to building your business, there's 4 levels, okay, of branding. And the first level is visibility. So if people don't know where you are, they obviously can't come and spend money on your product. Okay, so I've sat in seminars with some of the world's best business coaches. I've had some very, very, very rare experiences, and very lucky to have good friends that have introduced me to some super successful people. And if you guys knew the amount of tens of thousands of dollars of classes that you've got to take just to get some of this information, it will blow your mind. But visibility, okay, such as a billboard, or maybe being out there on the internet, okay, or having a poster on the wall, or a TV commercial, or print ad, right? If people don't know where you are, they can't come and see you. Okay, so Starbucks, as an example, if they don't know where you are, they ain't gonna come and try you. Then somebody comes in. The second level is credibility. Okay, so when it comes to credibility, they walk into a Starbucks, they order that $5 caramel macchiato, and they try it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's really good. They try your secret sauce chicken, and it's super the bomb. Okay, and now you instantly become credible. Okay, but you want to get to the third and the fourth stages. The third stage is insistency, where I will have Starbucks coffee, and I will only drink Starbucks coffee. And of course, after a while, you can build to a type of branding called advocacy. And advocacy means that not only does this customer insist on having your product, they will refer it and bring their friends with them. Like, oh my gosh, you gotta try this Korean chicken over here at Mama Woo's. It's the best spicy Korean chicken wings ever. Or Sam's Delicatessen. We had a lot of those kind of spots for poke in Hawaii and Hawaiian food and local food, just like in your city, right? So these are the 4 levels, and what you've got to do is become the authority, okay, in your market or within your industry. Okay, so you find out who's the leader and who's dominating that your area or online or what have you. Okay, and then go study what they do and become their authority. Okay, now also grow your following constantly. Okay, so we always should be going out there and trying to get new customers or create new business contacts and even make new friends. Viral and exponential growth. Okay, this is something that can happen naturally and organically, but at the same time, there's a lot of strategies on that. We're not going to cover not even one today, you guys. I'm telling you, there's 1,001 different courses that you could take and YouTube stuff online about branding things and, of course, getting into viral marketing. But I'm just trying to make you aware of that, the whole science out there. And then, of course, branding by association. So a lot of people hire celebrities or have their friends that have major influence go out there and use their network and their influence and brand off of that. Okay, so when it comes to branding your business, of course, there's 1,001 different things. We're really diluted today, but you know, you've probably got a brand, which is yourself. Okay, and if you're a business owner or you thinking about opening a business one day, then you should already be on top of this stuff and learning this stuff. But what about on the personal side? Okay, I have a saying that I like to live by. It's called, there's no such thing as strangers, just friends you haven't met yet. And I live with 2 little things that I like to share with everyone. Okay, love and aloha, and that's Hawaiian style. Is I treat every single person out there as if they're my ohana, as if they're my family, as if they're my brother. You know, practically give the shirt off your back or the last $5 in your pocket. That's the kind of friend I want to be to some people that were even strangers. Okay, I'll tell you a real quick example. Once back in 1998, just 22 years ago, me and a couple of my frat brothers decided to take a spontaneous trip to the island of Molokai. Okay, and we're talking about an island that literally has maybe at the time 6,000-7,000 people on the whole island. And I think they used to have one stoplight, but now they don't even have one anymore. And it was Labor Day weekend, and we jumped in and we booked a plane. Okay, and we loaded up all of our gear, fishing gear, diving gear, tents, and we were just gonna camp it out on the beach. We land at the airport, and it's Labor Day weekend. There's no rent-a-cars. Like, we're literally stranded at the airport surrounded by all of our gear. I mean, we're done. We're cooked, right? And there's like, you know, only so many flights in and out of that island. It's a lava rock, okay? And a guy, an old uncle, pulls up in a white pickup truck. And he says, hey, you boys, are you guys stranded? We're like, oh yeah, uncle. And he goes, really? Throw all your stuff in my back of my truck, and I'll drive you down the street. My friend might have some rent-a-cars, and if she doesn't, you can take my truck for the weekend. And oh, we have a graduation party or something. Come on over to the house and you guys can party with us. And we're like, and what was your name again? And that's the kind of stories, guys, that are just really fun to hear. And that's the kind of spirit and love and aloha and that I learned from that experience. And I've learned to take that all over the world. Or where we have tourists come from all over the world to visit our islands. And we do everything that we can to take care of them as if they're family, and they take that back, aloha, back to other places in the world, and we're branded for that. That's what Hawaii is branded for. What are you branded for? What are you known as? Now, when it comes to social media, that's just really a touchy subject. Some, you know, up until the very 2010 and 11, I held out as much as I possibly could. I was really against social media for one reason and one reason only. It was like, for every pound of technology we tend to lose 3 pounds of humanity. You know what I mean? And things come so fake, so superficial. And so when it comes to social media, guys, I mean, it's a really good tool to stay in touch with your friends and families. It's an amazing tool to market your business, but you just got to be really, really aware of how you're being viewed in social media. So stay away from things that are super controversial. Number 2, always make sure you pass something called the so what test. And the so what test is always ask yourself, if I'm going to put this online and all of my friends are going to see it, make sure it's something worthy of posting, okay, guys? I mean, I don't know about you, but have you ever scrolled down at your wall and you've seen somebody say, hey, you know what, and it's time for me to brush my teeth and go to bed and I'm feeling a little gassy right now. And we're like, really? Really? Like, I mean, 462 people read that? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, we're going to invoice you for your time, for our time. I'm just kidding. But make sure it's something that has value. Make sure it's something positive, not negative. You know, those things will come back to haunt you, okay? And also, keep it positive and keep it real. You know what I mean by keep it real is, you know, when it comes to social media, a lot of people are trying to put forward this front. I'm the very guy, like, yeah, we do eat a lot of crazy things. Yeah, we hang around in one of the most beautiful places in Hawaii, but we're keeping it real as far as, man, life ain't all peaches and cream. We've got problems like every single person out there. You know, I live in a constant pain and I'm in a battle of my life just to stay out of the doctor's office, and I think I don't want to have a wheelchair in my future or be disabled in some way. So each and every one of us has real problems, and you have to be sensitive of what other people are going through. And that's where, as I make these videos today, guys, I just want to just keep it real, short, positive, and maybe address something that you in your life, you know, you're dealing with your own situations and problems, and we're all looking for answers just like everybody else, and we've all got problems like everybody else. Nobody, last time I checked, has a perfect family. I mean, I'm one of the black sheep of my family, and the monkey and the clown. But I don't know about you guys, but you probably got some issues inside of your family or your marriage. But you know what? Maybe there's one thing that was covered in a video like this, a positive message, and I've got multiple messages this week from people that I know, love, and care about that reached out to me and said, Tommy, that message you made on this video really made a huge difference in my life. Thank you so much. And to me, that means the whole world, because you know what? That's what all we're trying to do, guys, is lift up other people and share with them some valuable information that we picked up along the way. Okay, so I'll end it with this, guys. When it comes to branding, don't you think that in 2021 it would be a good idea, okay, in this time period and era, to start your brand, or being mindful that you have a brand, and not just about what you look in the mirror? That's most important, yes, and your self-image and your self-esteem is important, but how are we interacting with others, and what do people think about you? Because that's the number one way we're going to improve to become a better person, a more generous person, a more genuine person. You know, that word integrity is so seriously abused. It makes me trip out every time I hear it abused. But what is integrity? Most people, I always ask them, what is the definition of integrity? Oh, we want to have integrity. Yeah, what is the definition of integrity? Do you know? You know, integrity is clear correspondence between your actions and your words. All it means is mean what you say and say what you mean. And if you're going to say so, you're going to do something, go out and do it. We need to raise your level of credibility, and we need to show that you care so much, because I promise you guys, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you just start showing through your actions, see, time is gonna either promote you or it's gonna expose you. And most of you guys watching this video who are around my age, maybe even older than me, that means you're a dinosaur. How do I know? Because I'm a dinosaur. I just made technically chronologically 44 years old, but I feel like I'm 80. But I hang around a lot of wise people, and I pay attention, and I ask lots of questions, guys. So a lot of times people, their actions are screaming so loud that you don't even have to hear one word they say, and you already know what kind of person they are because of their actions. So guys, let's start monitoring our actions, and let's start leading with the heart. And hey, I'm not talking about being vulnerable, wearing it, I wear my heart on my sleeve, you know what no, guys, I'm not trying to say you have to be this super sensitive person who's super empathic and all about the whole ambiance of I emit love out of me. But you know what, guys? This is more attractive than this, right? How hard is it really to go out there in a world right now that's so full of negative things happening and so much tragedy, and just having a little bit more care, just a little bit more politeness, just have a little bit more generosity, and I promise you guys it's gonna turn around and come back on you 1,000-fold. It's gonna brand you as a person who's caring and compassionate, who's selfless, who cares more about others than they do themselves. And watch what happens to your life in 2021 if you start branding yourself, acting this way, being this way with integrity, and it's gonna be super amazing. So I hope that this video, guys, sorry for the length, we're pushing 15 minutes, 16 minutes here, but you know what, we really could spend weeks, months, and even years on this very topic alone. So we just thought I'd touch on it for you guys real fast, and tomorrow we're gonna have another amazing, powerful topic. It's gonna be awesome. So let's check you guys out. Day 14. Please share this with anybody that you think that could benefit off of it. Not because I'm trying to grow a following or any of that, guys. That's next year. I'm gonna have my own channel and virtual reality, and we're just kind of practicing right now and getting geared up and in the mode. But you know what? There's a lot of people right now that are really facing challenging times, and if we could do something to help them out, I'd be the first one in line to try to help them out. So thank you so much. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. And aloha from beautiful South Shore of my island home of Oahu. Aloha.